Welcome to Sports Jam.
Everybody get up, it's time for sports now.
We got a real show going down.
Welcome to the Sports Jam.
It's your chance, talk and rant.
It's the Sports Jam.
All right.
Cut.
Hey man, you can't get any better than that.
What up? Welcome to the Sports Jam. I'm Mike Zajac.
And I'm Joe O'Rourke, and this is your WJOB AM1230 in Hammond, Indiana sports channel in the afternoon. All right, so first let's talk about ourselves a little bit because everyone loves to hear about us, right?
Of course, yes.
So I go to Ball State University. My major is journalism and telecommunications, and I have one semester left, unfortunately, and then I will be out of there. Mike?
I go to Indiana State. My major is communications. I want to be a sports announcer for the Chicago Cubs. That is my dream. Yes, it's the Cubs. Oh, well. Nothing I can do about that. I got one more semester left, and I'll be done.
So I live in Cherryville, Indiana, and it's kind of Cherryville Crown Point. My address is Crown Point, but I consider Cherryville because it's unincorporated. So my favorite sports are in this order: baseball, and then hockey and football are real close, and then that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I live in Cherryville, too, and my favorite sports, baseball, football, hockey. I love college basketball. That's my love right there.
Yeah, college football, I forgot to mention.
Yeah,
We're
of course.
both. You're a Notre Dame fan.
Notre
as well,
Dame,
right?
yeah.
Big Notre Dame fans. I'm a White Sox fan, Cubs
Obviously
fan.
a Cub fan, yes, unfortunately.
Probably gonna end up fighting at some point. In football, I like the Dallas Cowboys, which I'm sure is going to get a lot of groans from people, and the St. Louis Rams, which is an odd combination and neither local. The Cowboys are a family thing with my dad and my grandpa. I don't even know how that started with my grandpa, but so that's how I got into that. And then Rams, purely bandwagon. In 2000 or 2001, when they were really good, Torrey Holt, Mark Bolger, Marshall Falk, Isaac Bruce, Adam Archuleta even for like a couple seasons. And that, Kurt Warner. I was a big a fan then, and I still am now, even though they're pretty much awful.
Right. Yeah, I'm a Bears fan. Grew up. My father's a Bears fan, so of course I have to be. Followed Peyton Manning through college at Tennessee. I loved him, watching him throw. Went to the Colts. I said, hey, I got to be a fan of the Indianapolis Colts, right? So I followed him basically my whole life. So
You still follow Peyton?
I do not.
You do
I'm
not.
a Colts fan, and I'm sticking with it. I did not follow him to Denver.
So you went to the Colts for Peyton. You stayed.
Yeah, I stayed.
For Lucas Oil Stadium.
Exactly. No, the Indianapolis Colts, which are on the rise right now with Andrew Luck, so we're going to be good.
All right, so Mike, what's your favorite sports memory? Both one you actually saw in person and one that you just saw on TV from our lifetimes.
Watching on TV, probably the 2010 Stanley Cup.
Okay.
Patrick Kane scoring the goal. I remember I was at the bar, in the restaurant.
Where were you?
Bridges. Where else?
Okay, Bridges.
In Griffith. Shot the goal, and nobody knew it went in.
Right.
No, I mean, nobody in the place knew it went in.
I thought maybe his gloves were on fire. He just started running, throwing his gloves off.
So when I saw the puck go toward the goal, I stood up and I cheered. And I'm the only one in the bar standing up. I'm like, oh, maybe he didn't score. My bad. 2 seconds later, the whole place is going berserk. So that was probably the best moment I had.
What about in-person sporting event?
In person.
You ever go to any crazy games or see anything historic in person? Maybe an amazing Little League game that didn't have 20 years?
Absolutely not. No, I was on a bad Little League team who won 4 games, and out of 25, that's pretty pathetic. We didn't have many memories there. Probably Cubs. Watching them, 2004, Todd Hollinsworth hit a game-winning home run in the 9th inning. That was special.
There you go.
Yeah. How about you?
Sports memory in person, I would say, and I've been lucky to go to a lot of crazy stuff that's happened. And I don't go to that many games, maybe like 5 or 6 Sox games a year. I used to go to Hawks games, but not anymore because they're so expensive.
Yeah.
And I usually go to 1 or 2 Bears games a year. But I would say when I was at Mark Burley's no-hitter back in 2007 versus the Rangers, that was probably
Absolutely
the best sports memory I was at. And I have a nice frame in my bedroom of me and my brother and one of my friends and my brother's girlfriend all at the game with a ticket next to it because I keep all my tickets.
Right.
Tickets framed, and then I have a picture I made with Mark Burley getting champagne on his head and the scoreboard so I kind of like meshed it together in Photoshop. And then I have a picture of Sammy Sosa on base. He was the only guy who reached base. I actually have a picture of not only him on base, but then I have a picture of him getting picked off because it was he didn't even throw a pitch after he walked Sosa, and he picked him off, and the vendor walked right in front of my shot. So in the picture, you see Konerko reaching down for the tag, and then you see the vendor's arm with his hot dog stuff. Unbelievable. I had to get rid of that, but yeah, that was pretty amazing. Also, really quick, I almost went to his Burley's perfect game. I was supposed to go with a buddy.
Right.
And the night before the game, he called me and he said, "Hey, do you still want to go to this game tomorrow?" And it was late at night. I don't know if I had something. I don't know. But I was like, I don't really feel like going. I think it was a Saturday. Or it was going to be a Saturday game. And I was like, I don't feel like going. Just come over and watch it. So he came over. We watched it. And it was amazing. But I can't believe I could have.
You will never live that one down, will you?
I can't believe I could have been one of very few people to see the same pitcher in person throw a no-hitter and a perfect game. Oh, well, I'll just have to go to very many more games. Chris Sale, maybe. I'll go to a bunch of Sale games, and that could happen. All right, so your career goal, you said you wanted to broadcast for the Cubs?
Yes.
You want to take over Kermit Casper's spot?
Is that what you call him now?
Kermit the Frog, he sounds like.
A little. I see it.
He's
I
got
see
a
it.
high-pitched voice.
Yeah.
I would like to run the Chicago White Sox at some point.
Right.
Maybe not necessarily as a GM, but maybe assistant to the GM or a scouting director or something. But I want to work in a front office of a baseball team, hopefully the Sox, but I'm not picky. Anyone out there listening? And so, yeah, that would be, I think, I saw Moneyball, and it sounds really cheesy, but I saw Moneyball, and I was like, that is it.
Yep.
Exactly. Jonah
Great
Hill.
movie.
Jonah Hill, I'm on my way.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Look out.
All right, so real quick, I think we're way over time, but let's just keep going. We can cut. So let's go over some of the other names we had for the show. So we settled on the Sports Jam, as you heard in that awesome intro, and the song by Pat Renwick. That was a great rendition.
Yeah, he'll be here. He'll be
Sports Jam.
Yeah.
So the other names we had this was my personal favorite. I think it's really clever. It's a baseball joke on this one. The show to be named later.
See, I didn't like that.
Mike didn't like it.
I didn't like that. I don't think Ryan. Ryan liked it. Pat did not.
Ryan Walsh did like it. Thank you, Ryan, for being in my corner. Pat hated it. Yeah.
Pat, yeah.
Like he really hated it. You just didn't like it.
He straight up said
He thought it was awful.
garbage. Yeah.
He told me I was a garbage person, I think.
That wouldn't surprise me with that.
So, because we couldn't think of a show for a while, so show to be named later.
Yeah, we
whatever.
sat down and wrote a few names that we said were good, but
so we're not using it. Water under the bridge. I ain't mad.
it
So
happens.
the internruption, that was our new intern, Sam, who Pat calls Matt.
Or I thought it was Mark.
I thought he called him Matt. I don't know. His name's Sam.
Either or, it's Sam.
I hope it's Sam. It's Sam.
It's Sam.
All right, so
We don't get a last name, but it's just Sam.
he wanted to do Pardon the Internruption, which is a playoff
That was clever. I'm not going to lie.
ESPN show, Pardon the Interruption. But it's just kind of hard to say. Internruption.
Internruption.
Is it internruption or internuption?
I thought internuption.
I thought ruption, but that sounds painful. Yeah. Okay. And then this next one, pretty clever. It was Sam and I kind of collaborated on this one. This was The Birds and the Trees, which is not only play on the birds and the bees, but I go to Ball State. I'm a Ball State Cardinal. He goes to Indiana State. He's a Sycamore.
Right.
Birds and trees. Boom.
But Sam did have some clever ideas. I will give him that, but I didn't want to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's still a high school kid. So.
He's a new guy. He's only been here 2 days. Can't name our show.
Come on now.
So then we go to this one. I personally did not like at all, but you like this one a lot. So this is the show to be named later, my version for you, or the opposite, whatever. The big O and the Z.
Right. Your last name's O'Rourke.
Right.
You're a big guy.
Okay.
My last name is Zajac. Big O and the Z.
It sounds, I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, well.
And then the last one, the first one I thought of, which I thought was simple and fine, but overtime with Joe and Mike. I feel like it is simple and it's to the point, but it's probably used a lot of places.
Right. I did like that one, but I thought Sports Jam was going to be better.
Yeah.
The Sports Jam.
The Sports Jam, we both agreed that we liked.
We liked it.
It wasn't either one of our favorites, but we actually agreed on that one. And the Sports Jam, if you notice on the logo, capital J, capital M, because it's an acronym for Joe and Mike.
Correct.
Pretty clever.
Yep.
All right, we're going to go to a break real quick. We will be back in just a few with the Sports Jam.
The car business is like any other business. You built up a good reputation. You try to maintain your product the best you can. You try to buy the nicest, the lowest mile product that you can sell in your market. And then you just treat people right after the fact.
Go see Joe at the Auto Store on the corner of Ridge Road and Indianapolis Boulevard in Highland. Call him at 219-838-3900. That's the Auto Store, 838-3900.
Not a rocket scientist. I buy a car, I sell a car, I try to treat people right. Stop by the Auto Store.
Are you caring for a terminally ill loved one? You shouldn't have to do it alone. We here at Blue Skies Hospice are dedicated to making sure you and your family have the care you need. Your loved one's comfort and dignity is our priority. Let our experienced team help you through this trying time. We can care for your loved one in your home, a nursing facility, or in our inpatient unit. So don't do it alone. Call Blue Skies Hospice at 219-554-0688. The little hospice with the big heart.
Since 1985, Briggs Tree Service has provided superior tree maintenance and removal services for all types of residential and commercial businesses.
Briggs Tree Service is a local company based out of Lansing and Munster. We do a lot of tree trimming and tree removal. We also have firewood. Springtime, we generally take care of limbs that are hanging over your house, basic maintenance on your trees, take the branches, haul everything away, and it's all gone.
Call 219-513-0872 or visit BriggsTreeServiceIL.com.
When you're in the little city by the lake, stop by the Diamond in the Rough, a center lounge and restaurant located at 1312 119th Street in Whiting. Center Lounge is open daily 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. You want specials? How about Taco Tuesdays, wings on Wednesdays, 35 cents a piece, and a full salad bar on Friday Fish Day. You want more specials? Give Center Lounge a call at 659-4080. From burgers to wings, the chicken to fish, Center Lounge in Whiting has it all.
All right, welcome back to the Sports Jam. Let's do a little Hawks preview, huh? How about it?
Yeah, the Hawks start tonight against the Boston Bruins. Corey Crawford, obviously, in the net. Tuukka Rask, who is absolutely on fire.
Hot goalie.
He was ridiculous in the Pittsburgh series. Saved, I believe, 156 out of 158 goals in 4 games.
Well, shots.
I'm sorry, I apologize. But that is... You don't see that with anybody.
To hold that Pittsburgh team to 2 goals in 4 games.
That offense with those players who have a number of future Hall of Famers on it.
They have an offense, Pittsburgh, that's likened to Chicago's offense, which is high-powered, high-scoring, fast, and they are held to 2 goals.
2 goals in 4 games. That is amazing for Tuukka Rask to do that.
That's frightening.
Yep.
I'm thinking this series may be a low-scoring series.
It will. Crawford's averaging, what, a goal and a half or 2?
I think 1.65, I think, before the last game.
Tuukka Rask is down there somewhere, but
Tuukka Rask, I think, is 1.5 something.
Yeah.
They're both right around that area, but it's going to be tough. So before we get into the nitty-gritty of the series and who's out and who's in on the lines, who's your favorite Hawks player growing up?
Eric
or
Daze.
multiple.
Oh, all right. I got Eric Daze, and I'm big number 55.
Right, of course.
Tony Amani was one of my favorites. Chris Chelios is there. Older guys, Ed Belford, Jeremy Roenick, watching tape from that. That great team in the 90s.
What about all the way back to Bobby Hull? No?
Bobby Hall, yeah.
Before our time. Then it's Savardian spin.
There, yeah,
before
exactly.
us.
That was before
That
us
was more
too.
our parents, probably.
Yeah, my dad says he's a Bobby Hall fan, but I'm not seeing it. I think he's a bandwagon fan like some of the other people out there, but
Doesn't really bother me.
yeah.
So my favorite players are usually, I always, for some reason, pick the young players that no one really knows about yet or isn't really like a star yet.
Right.
Because I don't know. I just have satisfaction liking players before everyone else, I guess.
Right.
El Monte, of course, and Chelios. But my favorite players from when I can remember were Alexei Zhamnov. Remember him?
Yep, I remember him.
He was on the team for a while. Then Eric Daze. Then I'm blanking on the names right now.
You were saying Tuomo Ruutu yesterday.
Ruutu, yes.
Yeah.
Ruutu, of course. And then Stahlberg recently until this year. I liked him a couple years ago. I liked him when we got him because his name was the Swedish Rocket. Or no, he's not. Is he Swedish? Yeah, I think he's Swedish. Yeah, the Swedish Rocket was his nickname. So I was like, that is awesome.
Yep.
And then now Brandon Saad. And it's pretty funny. My fantasy hockey team before the season started was the Saad father. Team Saad father. Yeah. And all my friends were like, who is that?
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I actually took the Godfather logo. This is how much time I put into my fantasy hockey team in prep. I took the logo from the Godfather, and I put Brandon Saad's face on it.
Yeah.
And then I did all this sort of lighting and shading. I downloaded the Godfather font to make it say Saadfather.
Nice.
It's pretty quality stuff. But my friends were all like, who is that guy? I'm like, you wait and see. And now they know.
Now we know.
Calder Cup finalist. I hope he wins. Don't think he will, though.
He's got a chance.
Oh, he's got a
great chance.
I mean, there's only 3 finalists.
Yeah.
He's got a chance, by definition. But anyway, so let's get into the Hawks game a little tonight. Bolig was not called up, but he's no longer healthy scratch. Added to the 4th line. And scratched is Stahlberg.
Yeah, Bolig brings that physical presence that we really don't have. I mean, we have Bickle, and Shaw and Carcillo, he's not in there right now. But Bolig's going to bring that physical presence that we need against these big guys on Boston. And with Stahlberg, you lose his speed, but he hasn't been doing anything all playoffs.
Right. I don't think I like this move, simply because Bolig is generally out there to bully guys in a fight.
Right.
The Hawks have had 0 fights this playoffs. So far, if he were to have played all the games, maybe he'd have a couple fights, but I don't really think he's needed. And Stahlberg, I mean, yeah, Bolig matches up because Boston's a hard-hitting team. They're going to try and push us around.
Right.
But Stahlberg has that speed where he's not finishing. He's clearly awful at finishing and scoring because he hasn't done any of that. I think he has 0 goals this whole playoffs. But he's got the speed to go around guys. He's got the speed to dump and chase, to chip and chase.
Yeah, but he hasn't done it all playoffs.
He has done it. He just hasn't gotten on the score sheet. Because I've seen –
if you're not producing, why play?
He's producing in ways that aren't on the assists and goals sheet.
And that's what we need.
Bolig's not going to score
I know
a goal.
Bolig's not – but that's what we need from him. Bolig's going to bring physicalness that we need.
Physicality, however – it's not. Yeah, sorry. It's not going to show up on a score sheet either.
Right.
And that's my point. You can't measure Stahlberg based on his goals and assists so far, just like you can't measure Bolig going forward on his goals and assists, because neither one are scores. They both have different elements.
Look back to the Detroit series and see how Taves got beat up by everybody on Detroit. They went after him. We didn't have a guy out there until game 3 or 4. I think they put Bickle on his line. Okay. Now Bolig comes in to be that guy that was not there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that he's going to be physical, and he's going to...
There's somebody else to put in front of the net, too. You have Bickle, but now Bolig's there. You can put him in the net. I mean, I'm sure they've been practicing with Bolig there for a while.
I guess we'll see.
I guess we will
see. I think, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, they're totally different types of players. They bring different things. It's just chocolate or vanilla, I guess.
Yep.
One does something completely different.
Exactly.
So predictions for the series. How many games? Obviously, you think the Hawks are going to win?
Obviously.
Let's be real here, people.
Boston's scary. They got some great players. Marchand, Bergeron, Chara.
Dirty players.
Dirty players, yeah. And that 4th line for Boston, I mean, they're putting up ridiculous numbers. I mean, ours are too, but I think Horton's got 20 points this postseason.
Really?
I believe.
Wow.
And Krejci's got 21. And they're on the fourth line. I mean, what's that saying? I mean, they're stacked.
Just like the Hawks, playoff teams that are built to go deep are built with depth.
Right.
And usually a hot goalie because that's what the playoffs
Right.
usually carry. But, yeah, they got some deep lines as well. It's going to be a really good series. How many games do you think it's going to go before the Hawks win? 7. All 7, huh?
Hawks in 7. I don't see the Hawks winning on the road. I really don't.
I'm thinking 6, but 7 would be cool simply because Game 7's on my birthday. And I feel like I would never forget when the Hawks won in 2013
right.
if it was on my birthday.
Right.
But by the same token, if they lose on my birthday, it's going to be awful.
Yeah. That'll be disappointing.
Yeah. So, Conn Smythe winner?
Ooh.
Your MVP of the series?
I was thinking about this before the show, and I wanted to say Brian Bickle, but Patrick Sharp
really
has been phenomenal postseason-wise. He's on the first line right now with Taves, so I'm going to go with Patrick Sharp.
Going Sharpie with your Conn Smythe?
Yes, sir.
How
about you?
I'm going to go with Corey Crawford.
Ooh. Very nice.
And I'm going there because we think it's going to be a low-scoring series.
Right.
Which means I don't know if maybe the Hawks are even going to get to 10 goals.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking it's going to be a low goals against average for both goalies, and no scorer is going to have more than maybe 3 or 4 goals total. I think it's going to be Corey Crawford. That's my prediction. When was the last time a goalie won Conn Smythe?
Last
Tim
year.
Thomas?
Last year, Jonathan Quick.
That's right. Tim Thomas, I think, won too, didn't he? A few years ago,
I'm not sure.
I don't know. Anyway, we should probably research that before we talk about it.
We should. But
we
Jonathan Quick, he was your Conn Smythe winner last year.
All right, so that's going to do it for the Sports Jam this time around. I am Joe O'Rourke.
I'm Mike Zajac.
And you got anything to...
I've got nothing else. Peace.
You don't have a flag to wave?
I do not have my flag. I asked Debbie Wargo, and she does not.
Debbie?
She did not have a flag for me to wave and say goodnight.
We got to find something to sign off
We will.
All right.
All right.
Stay classy, Region.
All right, good night.